The secret to growing a successful reselling business in 2024 is knowing how to source consistently. Most people don't have a system that allows them to buy multiple shoes per day, let alone even every week. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my top 5 ways that I love to source consistently every single day. I'm also going to be covering the 3 biggest mistakes and pitfalls that I see new resellers fall into that cause them to lack consistency. Let's start off with the first of the 3 mistakes, and then later we'll go into the 5 things that you should be doing. Number 1 thing I deeply recommend not doing is buying from other resellers. Not only are you fighting for razor thin margins, but on top of that, there's a ton of risk. It's also one of the best ways to get scammed as well. I've had so many horror stories of new people getting into the reselling game, buying from other resellers, getting scammed, and then never wanting to resell again. The reason I say there's a ton of risk is because you can't return shoes, right? You don't even know if you're going to make money to begin with because there's not a ton of data. And then on top of that, there's a good chance shoes actually go down in value after you buy them from someone. So your razor thin margin is now nothing and you're losing money. On top of all that, if you're buying shoes from other people, chances are you're paying a really good premium because it's really hard to make money off someone who's trying to make money off of you. A 10% margin or so that you had gets dwindled down, and now you paid $200 for a shoe that you're not going to make any money off of. So that's tip number 1. I would definitely avoid buying from other resellers when you're starting out. Eventually, if you start building a good consumer base and you know a lot of different people, sure, and there's a ton of people that do make money buying from other people, but it's really rare and you have to be in the space for a long time to actually know what you're doing. The second pitfall that I see people do is they're buying from the wrong platforms, and that's causing them a ton of inconsistency. Now, I realize you can make money from buying from platforms like Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp, and I've done it too. I've bought from those platforms. I've made some money off it. So I'm not saying it's a bad way to do it. The problem is it's so inconsistent. You have no idea how many people I've talked to that source from OfferUp, and they spend literally 6 hours a day scrolling on OfferUp trying to find deals and lowballing people just to hopefully buy something that they can make money off of. Very inconsistent. On top of it being inconsistent, it's just not scalable. What I mean by that is, why would you jump into a business that can't grow over time? You're going to be locked down to the maximum number of income that you can make per month, being probably about $1,000, maybe $2,000 a month max. And that's if you completely maxed it out. If you're the best in the space, why would you want to jump into something like that? For reference, I'm here on my Instagram right here. In this video, I bought 18 pairs, and I bought 18 pairs of GT cuts. It took me literally 10 minutes to buy these shoes, and it was so easy. I bought 18 pairs of shoes in 10 minutes, shipped it all to my house. I didn't have to find 18 different listings. It was all just off one listing, versus with the used shoes. And again, buying from these other platforms, you have to find all these different sellers, just super inconsistent. And same thing as I said earlier, you don't have a return policy, versus on those GT cuts, I have 18 pairs. I have 60 days to return each and every one of them if I want to. I'm not going to, of course, because I'm going to make money on them. But again, as you know, I have that safety policy, which is good. So that's number 2. Let's dive into the last one, number 3, which is going to be buying used shoes. And not only just buying used shoes, but cleaning them as well. And I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but I'm just letting you know it's not a way that you can scale. Now, in the past, in my actual coaching program, I've worked with 700 clients one-on-one. In there, I have had tons of people turn from used shoes to hop into the bricks, hop into new shoes, hop into the better methods like I'm going to cover later in this video. And that's okay. You can totally do the used shoes as well with this. However, you're going to realize when you start making money from the new shoes, you're going to realize, why am I even doing the used shoes? Because it's a waste of my time. I can make way more money doing just new and having better ways of sourcing. So again, it's not a bad place to start. I did used shoes when I started out because I didn't have much capital. It's a really good place to start because you have such cheap shoes that you can make really good margins on. Again, it's just not consistent and scalable because of the other things I mentioned earlier in this video. You're just not able to buy it in bulk. There's no way you can buy 18 pairs of used shoes every single day consistently if you wanted to. Maybe you find one guy selling his collection, but still, even there, I've had people buy shoes from a collection and end up losing money because they don't know what they're buying. So go with used shoes if you want to make an extra few $100 a month and spend a bunch of time. The reason it holds you back is you only have 2 hands and 24 hours. You can only clean literally so many shoes per day. Versus again, new shoes, those 18 pairs, I can ship them out to GOAT or Poison Consignment, and that's it. When they sell, I get paid instantly. I'm happy. Again, for you, you'd have to clean up the shoe, order fulfillment. There's just so much more steps. It takes a lot longer. Now that we covered the 3 ways I don't recommend sourcing, let's cover the 5 ways that I personally recommend sourcing that I actually do as well, so that you guys can see, again, what we're working with. So number 1 is outlet sourcing. And this is by far my favorite way of sourcing because it feels like a scavenger hunt and you can make a ton of money from it. Let me tell you why outlets are pretty much the best, is because they have way more inventory than most places. They stock up on inventory and new inventory all the time. And they're getting, again, like I just said, new shipments in every single week. On top of that, outlets always have the best sales. You cannot match in-store sales like Ross, Burlington. Those are stores for a reason. They don't have websites. You cannot match in-store sales like you can online. And because of that, you can get some really, really good prices. For example, here are the discounts that I take advantage of at Nike and that you can do the same. Nike has 30% off clearance almost all the time on the back wall. So I'll take 30% off the back wall. Then I'll get an additional 15% off by making a code. That's something that we actually teach inside of our accelerator group and my coaching program. So I get 15% off every time I go to Nike. Then I'm using my Apple card, which gives me 3% cashback at Nike. And on top of all that, I'm using my sales tax exemption. So I'm not paying sales tax on any of that stuff. So I'm stacking all 4 of those things together, which is saving me a ton of money. And on top of that, I still have a return policy on everything that I buy. Not to mention, InStore can be very, very consistent when you start building relationships with employees, or you do what I do, and I have an InStore Monitor. So with my Nike InStore Monitor, I'll show it to you guys in a second in the accelerator group that we have. Any store that I want to track in the US, I get a notification for whatever restocks there. It'll tell me the size, it'll tell me the SKU, it'll tell me everything that restocks about it, and I know all the information. And on top of that, I can program it with custom SKUs. So if there's a Vapor Max Plus that I've made a ton of money on, I can take that SKU, put it in there, and then anytime that shoe restocks in the future, I get a notification. That's how you build consistency. So here I am in the accelerator Discord group. You can see here's the Nike InStore Monitor. It'll ping shoes all over the US, whatever stores you want to track on tons of different shoes. So you can see these are sitting right now in Nike Atlanta in these sizes. You just saw earlier the Bread 4s. Kobe's, look, these Kobe's are at this Easton Nike Well Collective, and it'll literally send you a message and ping you. And then on top of that, like I said, I can program it to track whatever shoe I want. So I know what's there before I go, and I'm getting the 30% plus 15 plus the no sales tax plus the cashback. That's how you win. So that's InStore, and I highly recommend InStore, especially if you're a new reseller, because it was personally my favorite way of making a ton of money when I started out. You get the shoes the same day. It's honestly the quickest way to scale, and that's what I teach a lot of people, especially the new people starting out. Hit InStore, make some money, then you can reinvest that money in other ways as well. The second thing is going to be the Nike Backend. It's super consistent because there's shoes restocking on it all the time. If you've ever heard of the Backend, essentially it's shoes that Nike has in stock. They're just not for sale on their website yet. So if you go on there, you can't physically buy any shoes. They're not like on Nike's website, but they are for sale on the back end, which is cool because what it does is it allows you to buy these shoes. I'll screen share and I'll actually show you guys how you can actually use it. So here's the back end inside of our server, and you can see these dusty wallets literally just popped up right now at 4:05 when I'm recording this video. And I'll show you, I can actually buy this shoe, but it's a ton of different shoes that I'll restock on here. And again, the idea of it is if I actually click the real Nike link right here, and I pull this up on Nike, one second, pulled up on another tab, you can see the product you're looking for is no longer available. So it says you can't buy this shoe. However, through the backend you can. And essentially I have to get something called my access token. I'm not going to show that in this video because it's personal information, but once I do that, I can add this shoe to my favorites, and then I can add it to my cart and check it out. So I'll cut that and show you guys when it's in my favorites. And then once it's there, I can add it to my cart. All right, with a little bit of editing magic, I now have this shoe in my favorites. And again, like I just said, I just take my access token, which of course we have a whole guide explaining this inside of our accelerator group, how to actually buy these. But now that it's in my cart or in my favorites, I can actually add this shoe to my cart. So I'll scroll down here. Let's say I want the size 9. I don't know, any size works. I can click add to bag, and I can go to my cart. And boom, it's in my cart for $120. I can buy this shoe right now. Plus Rakuten cashback's 9%. So I'll get 9% back on top of that and any other discounts I throw on. So if I throw a promotional code on there, I could get it even cheaper. But again, like I was showing you right here, product you're looking for is no longer available. I'll click the link again. Product you're looking for is no longer available. You can't buy this shoe, but the back end allows you to buy it. And it's sweet because this thing's constantly restocking. You can see up here, it's even restocking new shoes right now and different products. And you can scroll through here and just essentially add these shoes to your cart and buy them. And yeah, like I said, I've been using this for about 3 years. It restocks daily. There's tons of different shoes on here. I mean, even just these ones, Air Forces for $70. Like, they're cheap. And then you can use additional discounts on it to get them even cheaper. It's pretty sweet. So it's all from Nike. So you have the return policy all protected on there as well. But yeah, that's pretty much what that looks like. And that's the second way. The third step is going to be daily leads. So I pay people to actually find leads and send it to us, so we don't even have to look for them. Here are some of the ones that were sent today. These dunks right now, you can get them for $63. It'll show you how to get them. And this is what they're going for on StockX and GOAT. And you can literally click the link right here and pull it up to see, what they're going for on StockX and GOAT. I'd personally probably sell these on Poison. You might make even more money on there. But yeah, all these are listed over $100 on there. And what would the price say you can get them for? $63, which is pretty good. Another one, Air Force or 88, going for 115 plus. Some Sambas, people love Sambas right now. These New Balances, Hibbit's having a sale. In fact, you can actually get better than 15% off on Hibbit, but we'll show you all the discounts to use on this too. You can get 20% off. So this shoe would actually be a little bit cheaper, but basically you can just click the link. This is what I do every morning. I click the link. I see, oh, there's still a ton of pairs left in stock. I can buy really as many as I want of these. They're only $58, and then I'll use my calculator here. So with my calculator, $58 times 0.8, because I'm getting them 20% off. So I'm paying $46 a pair on these. Again, remember when this shoe dropped, they were reselling. Then on top of that, Hibbit, every $150 you spend, you get a $10 gift card. So if I buy like 3 of these, basically 3.5, right? Which you can't buy in a half, but you get my point. I'll get another $10 back. We have all the links here that you can just see what they go for. So again, this shoe is literally $46, pretty much any size that you want, 10.5 to 13, which is great. And you see on here, 10.5, 77, that's probably the lowest. But even if you sold it at 77 after fees, you're still getting paid at least $65. You're making really good money on that shoe. That's a $20 profit, which works out to almost 50% ROI. And again, this is a really popular shoe. This shoe's selling all the time. So you could bulk buy these as well. Like I was talking about in the video, you can really add 10 to your cart, 9 to your cart, 10 to your cart. Boom, check it out. That's bulk. That's why I love this. Is way more consistent, way more efficient. And it's not just brick leads. We actually do Amazon leads as well for the guys in my coaching program. Here's an Amazon lead. Check out these ugliest Converse I've ever seen. Some zebra stuff. Selling 2,000 times a month on Amazon. You can get them for 55 bucks. They're selling for 130. Like, this sounds like a joke, but look at the profit and the ROI on this shoe. It's insane. And again, we just sent out the links here so you can actually click it and pull it up. Here they are on Champs. You can buy, this colorway, which is the one that was on sale. Every size in stock. You can even use discounts to get it even cheaper. Let's see, is this excluded from discount? No, it is. Okay, sweet. So you'll get the 2% off, and then on top of that, again, you'll get for 55 bucks, which you can't really lose. If it wasn't excluded, you would get it even cheaper, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much free money. The fourth method is seeing what other people are buying and just copying them or finding my own leads as well. So like Cam posted these today. He bought these for 75 bucks, sold them for 117 after fees on StockX, and then he literally said what website he buys it from. Plus, this was a lead we sent anyways, but I always pay attention to what other people are buying. Our clients in here are always posting their leads and stuff. So you can see Michael, this was an in-store find, bought these for 115, sold them for 183. That's pretty good if you ask me. Another one bought these for 29 bucks, sold these for 83. Again, really good. And I'm showing you guys in this video, we're all using discounts on this stuff to get it really cheap, but that's how you also learn, is by going through here. Here's another one. Poison actually was running a thing for our guys where they get 0 fees for 15 sales, which is pretty sweet. So look at the fees. This is just a cash out fee. They're paying like $3 a fee on this. So he made an extra $120 profit overnight thanks to the coupons. It's pretty sweet, but I'll learn from this. And again, these are all leads that we'll post as well. On top of that, the sourcing that I do, here's a raffle guide that I give out. This is one that I give out to you guys all the time, so you guys can actually just use this one. It's also in my accelerator group as well. But for my actual one that I use personally, I have over 200 different links that I go through and I source from all of these different websites. I sign up with them. So again, whenever they have a sale, I get notified. So I'm always getting new notifications every single day of these websites having sales. And again, I just go buy whatever, shoes on sale on their website. So like Hibbett's a prime example. They're having 20% off, no minimums. I was just actually showing you guys. Remember those shoes? You can get them 20% off. They send you an email. You get notified whenever this sale happens. This sale ends in about 2 days. So you have plenty of time to still be able to buy these shoes off here. And again, these sales happen all the time. It's just one website of the 200 that I use. And finally, the fifth one, which is probably the most inconsistent, is just hype drops and Lowkey flips. So whenever there's a crazy sale or a price there, I'll go and buy that stuff. It's not my favorite because it's not really consistent. You're kind of relying on other things and outside things that are out of your control to happen. But still, you can make money from it. There's not much that I really have to highlight about that. You just kind of have to know about it, which again, we notify inside of our accelerator group. But key thing overall, that now you have these 5 pillars that you can make money from. When you're making money from in-store sourcing, and then the back end, and then online links that are sent to you daily, and then finding your own links, and then Lowkey flips or hype shops. You have 5 different pillars that can all make you money every single month. Even if you made 500 from just each one, that's 2,500 bucks a month. That brings you way more consistency than just trying to make 2,500 bucks a month from used shoes. And remember, the key thing in this video is talking about consistency overall. When you do 5 things really well and you do them consistently, that's where you're going to scale. Because even if you had a bad month with the hype shoes, let's say, you still have these 4 other areas that are really, really solid, and that's what's going to help you grow. And this is a completely new opportunity that a lot of people aren't doing. You might be doing the hype stuff that might have failed for you, right? It might not have worked. This is something new that you can hop into. You can leave that behind and you can try this out. So even if you failed and had, not as much success in a cook group in the past, or you just didn't find success with hype shoes, this gives you way more consistency, and you also have guides and structure behind everything we do. And that's also how you build a scalable business, right? When you continue to ramp these up, you can then go learn new skills like Amazon. I didn't even cover that in this video, but that's a completely new thing. Poison as well, go consignment. There's so many different ways that you can source, sell, and that's how you become even more scalable. And by the way, in case you didn't notice, all 5 of these methods are covered inside of my reselling accelerator group, which is designed for beginners specifically to help them grow. Plus, all the monitors and tools and everything else I talked about in this video are all inside the accelerator. Like I just mentioned, I made my accelerator group designed specifically for people that had never started a business before, or that are just new to reselling and are still struggling, that want to hit their first 500 to 1,000 bucks a month. The group is not designed to make you scale. It's just supposed to help you out and hit those goals. And then eventually, if you want to scale up, you can work with me one-on-one inside of my actual coaching program. And from the statistics that we've done, 30% of the people that go into my accelerator end up joining my coaching program within their first 3 months, and then we help them scale to 10K a month. Because I designed this group to be for beginners, I wanted it to be as risk-free as possible. So we've done everything in our power to make this as risk-free as possible for you. So if you wanted to learn from me and use all the tools that I talked about and showed in this video that are obviously really, really valuable, as well get a 4-hour course that's also included for 0 risk, listen up. This is the investment that we have. If you don't make your membership back in the first month that you're in the group, we will either give you a full refund or a free next month, whichever one you want. So there's 0 risk at all. So if you are watching this video right now and you're a little bit serious about reselling, you want to learn from me, get access to my free course, learn all the information that I talked about in this video, use all the tools that I talked about and showed you in this video, there is 0 risk for you to get started with us, because if you don't make your membership back, we give you a full refund. So literally the worst thing that could ever happen for you, period, would be you learn 4 hours of course content that is private paid from me. You also, get a full refund, so you don't lose any money. The only thing that you would lose is maybe wasting some time, right? But that's not going to happen because you have to actually put in the work. You're easily going to be able to ROI. So that's something you're interested in. I have limited spots available down below. You can click the first link in my description. It'll bring you to my reselling accelerator. If you do have any other questions, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram. I also have another link down below that where you can book a call with me and my team if you do have other questions and you want to just talk to us one-on-one. We can totally do that, and that's fine as well. But feel free, again, click the link down below. Like I said, there's really zero risk. You can go to another website and you can read everything about it. Once you sign up, you get instant access and you're in and you can use this stuff right away. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and me covering the things that you need to do in 2024 to build a consistent and scalable business. The 3 things you should probably avoid, the 5 things you should definitely do. And as you can tell, again, if you stick with those things, that's where you're going to get consistency. So thank you for sticking all the way through with this video. I appreciate you spending your time with me today. And other than that, guys, I wish you have a blessed one, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.